And you're right. I'm very much tired of the immediate thing that people want to go to after a close loss being, oh my goodness, the officials were out to get us. And shout out to Scott, one of our listeners, who invoked the Calvin and Hobbes Calvin ball take, okay, where what happens after a game is the big talking point is, why isn't it ever unfair in my favor? Why is it that my team isn't the one that benefits from bad officiating?
Right.
Because when I point out that officiating's bad for everybody and there's the put on your bootstraps and play through it, which is what I'm trying, like, do you think it's just for you? It sucks for everybody, okay? You think it's just the ACC? It sucks everywhere. So essentially what it comes down to...
These are the same guys working those other big Power 5 conferences.
Are you familiar with that tourist trap, Dick's Last Resort? They're usually in, like, beach towns. You familiar with that place?
No.
So Dick's Last Resort, the whole shtick about it is the servers are rude to you.
Okay.
Okay. So this would be the equivalent of you go to Dick's Last Resort, the servers do exactly what you expect them to do, and you're like, I can't believe they were so rude to me, and you leave a negative review.
I'm shocked there's gambling in this
right.
establishment.
But that's what it is now. It's like if everybody agrees that officiating sucks, well then why do you think at one point it's not going to suck? Which gets to my larger point and why I'm usually over this entire topic. And it gets down to the good old American capitalistic idea of good enough. All right? We talk about money all the time in college sports, right? How much money's coming in, all the TV minutes coming in, right? How much money ESPN makes. And everybody gets all up in arms and clutches pearls because, oh, I can't believe the players might be making some money because of name, image, and likeness. You know what actually affects the enjoyment of a basketball game? Not if Armando Bacot's getting some cash. Not if, the Nigel Pack is getting $800,000 or whatever it is that he's rumored to be getting, yada, yada, yada. Or Jim Boeheim going, I can't believe they bought a team. Fans, given the choice, what actually negatively impacts your enjoyment of college athletics? What do you think it actually is? Is it that some player might be making some money, or is it that the officials night in, night out are bad? What do you think
trying to do too much?
And that's the thing. Don't you think it would be better served to consolidate officiating crews, put them together like NFL crews are put together? They work more consistently together. They're not working every damn night over multiple conferences, multiple days, multiple weeks, so that the crew that you get last night at Syracuse have been working some other job halfway across the country. A 9 o'clock game, get on a plane, get there, get ready for the next game. All right, done here, get on a plane. I mean, at some point, you're not going to have some good nights because you're working your 5th night in 5 different cities with some late night travel. So you see, that's the real conversation about officiating nobody wants to have. You want officiating to be better? Invest in it. Unfortunately, we deal with good enough. And good enough permeates all throughout college athletics right now. All of it. Right down to the networks you're watching these games on. If you haven't noticed, the ACC network started off with grand visions. They haven't really hit a lot of those grand visions. In fact, they've cut corners a lot. The broadcast video isn't as good as it could be. They do a lot of remote broadcasts. This is not just specific to the ACC network. This is ESPN in general because they cut corners on college basketball. So if you're cutting corners on the product and people are still watching it, good enough becomes the norm. And then they find new ways to cut corners just to see how far they can push what good enough is and why you'll still watch. And the good enough applies to officiating as well. Is anybody not going to go Sunday to PNC Arena for the NC State North Carolina game, knowing full damn well that the officiating is going to suck? Is anybody going to not go?
No, not if they have a ticket.
Then what's the incentive to change? At some point, the coaches and the administrators, and to a certain extent fans, have to apply pressure to a conference to get officiating at a better place. But there's no incentive to invest because good enough has been the norm now. You want me to really invoke a bootstraps energy? Let's make Debbie Yao the commissioner of the ACC, and we'll see if the status quo is good enough. You don't think she'd try to find a better way to get officiating? Don't you think? Given her experience at NC State? But Jim Phillips, he can send letters. The commissioner can send letters to the coaches saying, hey, guys, don't talk bad about officiating. No. Point it out. because in no way, shape, or form is it going to get better. And we talk about Jim Phillips really changing the game in college athletics for the ACC. What's your idea? Basically say what?
Professionalize it.
We're the
Give
first
them contracts.
conference to do what?
Give contracts.
You know how Jim Phillips can make the ACC a better product too?
Well, take an idea I had 15 years ago.
And that would be?
Make them officials full-time
Yes.
and make them your employees.
You got the money.
You don't need to go work in the Big South tomorrow night.
You got the money. So invest, or this is what you get.